So, yesterday, May 14th, 2018, Cliffy B decided to close down Bleszinski Productions and Radical Heights along with that. He announced it on Twitter. And along with that, that's how his employees found out as well. What happened next basically makes this whole situation, at least for me personally, a lot more depressing. As of today, Bleszinski Productions is effectively no more. 4 years ago, I set out to make a world-class video game studio and I hired some of the best talent in the video game industry. They worked tirelessly to produce quality products and, while we had our ups and downs, I'd like to think we had fun doing it. Lawbreakers was a great game that unfortunately failed to gain traction. In a last-ditch attempt, we scrambled to do our take on the huge battle royale genre with Radical Heights, which was well received. However, it was too little too late. As for myself, I'm going to take some time off and reflect. I need to focus on myself and family as well as my Aussie Teddy, who is slowly fading from us. Video games will forever be a part of who I am, and I hope to make something new again someday. However, I need to withdraw and take time. To those of you who have supported myself and the studio these last 4 years, thank you from the bottom of my heart and everyone who came to work for me. Please note that servers for Radical Heights will remain up for the near future. Thanks again, Cliff. While this is a heartfelt and sincere letter, in regards to the closing of the studio, this is how the lead producer found out he was losing his job. Ron Lahoy, which I apologize in advance if I'm completely butchering that name, he was answering a question on Twitter in regards to an ETA of the female body models, and he said, she's in progress, no ETA quite yet, and then she replied, so what, are you kidding me? Then 30 minutes later after his initial reply, he finds out that he is fired, and that his company is, going under. How do you do that? I'm gonna be completely honest and I'm gonna be completely transparent here. I grew up with Cliffy B's games, starting with Jazz Jackrabbit all the way up until, now, including Gears of War. I grew up on Unreal Tournament, that was one of my first big multiplayer shooters that was, really big at the time. So to see someone that in many ways I looked up to as a video game developer, it kinda hurts. It makes me realize that the people that we look up to, they're still human. For better or for worse, the people that we may quote-unquote idolize, they're still humans too. Anyways, I digress. I'm still a fan of Cliffy B's games, but now I have different feelings about him as a person. But anyways, 2 hours later, Ron decided to post the patch notes for patch 3 of Radical Heights. They were shooting to release this patch on Monday, May 21st of 2018. It would have been 1 week from the announcement of Bleszinski Productions closing down. And there were so many features in this list that regular players like myself actually feel like that this could have been a big turning point for the game. First and foremost, the biggest addition would have been Squad, something that people have been clamoring for since the game actually started to feel like it was up and running. I know that anecdotally there was a lot of people that I knew and other smaller streamers that I knew that said that they had friends that wanted to play it, but they wanted to wait until Squads were implemented before giving it a shot. They wanted to give the game time to kind of fix all of its issues and to kind of even itself out before giving it the time and investment needed that most multiplayer and battle royale games need in order to get a decent understanding of how the mechanics work. They were also going to add deployable cover and something that they called the dynamite football, which sounds like basically just a long-range grenade that could lead to some pretty awesome kills. They were also going to expand upon the whole game show concept by adding breakable game show closets that have random prizes in them, and something called a game show twist, where when the game starts, you have a chance of starting with a random twist. The two examples that they gave that they were probably going to start out with were Demolition Man, which was a rockets only mode, and $1 discount, in which all vending machines within the map only cost $1. Week after week, I heard people constantly telling me that Radical Heights had nothing unique about it, and that simply is not true. For example, the decoy is probably one of the most innovative gadgets in terms of any and all battle royale games. I don't even really need to explain how game-changing it is because it's a freaking decoy. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts on record right now that in the near future, Fortnite is going to put a decoy into its game, and people are going to absolutely lose their minds about it. On top of that, you also have the proximity scanner, which tells you the at the time position of any and all people that are in a nearby area. You have the noisemaker, which is great for distractions and blanks. You had these small touches like the spin to win chant being so loud, or I guess just loud enough, that you could actually use it as legitimate sound cover and use that to sneak up on somebody. And the whole ATM system itself is completely unique to any Battle Royale game. The closest that I could probably think of would be Escape to Tarkov, which I believe has a similar inventory/currency system. Would this patch have been the one to save the game and, make it rise from the depths or become a phoenix, burning in the sun or something like that? I don't know. I can't say for sure. But I do stand by my thoughts and views that if given more time, this game would have added enough to definitely make itself stand out from the rest of the pack. So, what now? I mean, the game's going to be closing soon. We don't know if they're actually going to ever release this patch, this fabled patch at this point. And everyone's just kind of wondering, where do we go next? The thing that I loved about Radical Heights was that it felt like to me this perfect mix between PUBG and Fortnite. It had some of the more realistic shooting mechanics from PUBG, but it was a bit more faster paced and it allowed for, the occasional twitch shooting that Fortnite does. That and I'm terrible at building. I play quite a bit of Fortnite, I stream quite a bit of Fortnite, but I can't build worth crap. So Radical Heights was a good medium for me, and it sucks. I guess we'll just have to see what comes out, during E3, because I'm sure everyone and their mother is going to have a BR game lined up, so. Also, before I go off on a huge tangent about this, I feel like we need to be a lot less cynical about games. As someone who's been gaming for over 25 years, it feels like everyone is just in this completely toxic vat of cynicism right now, and that's not why we game. We game to have fun. We game to, connect with other people, not for this tribalistic bullshit. I blame No Man's Sky.
Alright guys, so first off, thank you for taking the time to watch this. I just kind of threw something together real quick because I'm really sad about Radical Heights closing, and I don't know what to do because, I enjoy playing Fortnite, but I gotta mix it up every now and then, So let me know what games you guys were looking forward to that, might scratch that Radical Heights itch, or that you think is actually doing something different in regards to the Battle Royale genre. I know a lot of people are probably looking at Paladin Battlegrounds right now. Not really my thing, I might check it out, but, we'll see. Maybe they'll add some more interesting stuff. I will say, them adding classes to squad modes, I said that for Fortnite. Fortnite needed to add squad modes because I make an awesome healer. Anyways, you guys can find me on Twitch. Let's talk on Twitter as well. Don't forget, like, subscribe, smash the bell, all that other stuff. And yeah, let's pour one out. There wasn't anything in there, so yeah. Maybe something.